Another day, another group of new disturbing developments involving that escaped killer in Pennsylvania. Police are now saying he is armed with a rifle.
And other reports of a person who lives in the area firing at him with their gun after spotting someone wearing similar clothes overnight.
ABC's Morgan Norwood with how this search continues to disrupt daily life for the people in that community, including the closure of schools there.
The urgent search for escaped murderer Danilo Cavalcante intensifying, with state police saying he's now armed.
A call was received from a resident on Coventryville Road indicating a short Hispanic male, no shirt and wearing dark pants, had entered his garage while the homeowner was in it, and that he grabbed a .22 rifle that was leaning in the corner of the garage.
According to authorities, that homeowner fired a pistol at the intruder, who ultimately escaped with the rifle. Cavalcante's shoes, sweatshirt, and T-shirt also found nearby.
The perimeter was expanded to include that area. Upwards of 500 law enforcement officers are engaged in securing the perimeter and in conducting the searches.
Cavalcante has been on the run for nearly 2 weeks now, evading capture despite multiple sightings. His daring escape from the prison in Chester County, Pennsylvania, caught on camera as he crab walked up a wall, reaching the roof and running away. Police say Cavalcante got past their search perimeter over the weekend, stealing this unlocked van with the keys inside, driving to Phoenixville Saturday, where he tried to contact 2 former co-workers. He spoke briefly with one via a doorbell camera. State police say that former colleague called local police, but they weren't notified for several hours, saying Cavalcante was gone by then. Police say he abandoned that stolen car when it ran out of gas in East Nant Mill Township, 25 miles north of where police had been searching. And schools within that search zone are closed today as the more than 500 officers scour that area. Residents are being urged to secure their homes and vehicles. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Chester County, Pennsylvania.
And take a look at this. A flash flood in the Northeast creating a dangerous situation. Nasty conditions caused by intense, slow-moving thunderstorms. Imagine that. Drivers had to abandon their vehicles after about 9 inches of rain fell in a matter of hours in some places. The storms in the Northeast already caused at least 1 death in Northeast Pennsylvania. The rain also leading to sinkholes. And this video, it's at a car dealership in Massachusetts. It's where vehicles sank, I guess, when the pavement fell apart under all the intense water.
Yeah, so they're getting all the rain that we're wishing we
Exactly.
could get.
Imagine that if that were here. Look at this.
Yeah, we don't want that, and that's what we always fear, right? We go from a drought to a flood, which we've seen happen so many times here. Hopefully we can kind of ease into a more rainy pattern. That would be ideal. We did not see any rain, though, last night, at least not here in San Antonio. Folks up to the north and west did. Sonora, Junction, Harper, Hunt, Los Maples, Rock Springs, all areas that picked up a little bit of rain. The further north and west you went, the bigger the numbers. Up towards San Angelo, they were measuring rain 2 inches and above up there. It just did not make it down here. That complex of showers and storms fell apart. And that was along that front. And this afternoon, it will be significantly cooler up to the north behind this front. 70s for highs. They're in the 60s right now in the Texas Panhandle. Really, really nice. South of the front, much hotter. We'll be in the 90s today. There could even be a few triple digits down around Laredo. We are not looking for triple digits, thankfully. The clouds helped us this morning and have kept temperatures in check. We think 93 by this afternoon. Still a 20% chance of a shower or storm, although I think the odds are pretty low today. And then tonight we're dropping down into the 80s. Now rain chances pick up a little bit coming up tomorrow. We'll look at that forecast for you and check in on Hurricane Lee coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, federal regulators are sounding the alarm about safety issues at Union Pacific. The Federal Railroad Administration said in a sharply worded letter that its inspectors found system-wide mechanical safety issues of Union Pacific freight cars and locomotives. Now, regulators say those issues are at, quote-unquote, twice the national average, and that steps haven't been taken to make improvements. Instead, the company had recently furloughed nearly 150 employees. Union Pacific, in a statement, says safety is always a top priority. They are reviewing and addressing these regulators' concerns. And the company adds there's no link between recent furloughs and their ability to make the repairs.
MGM Resorts dealing with a cybersecurity issue on Monday. It shut down some of their systems. MGM says it's working with law enforcement but it had to shut down some systems in order to protect data. Its website is currently offline. There's an apology message and a list of phone numbers for guests to call to reach specific hotel concierge desk services like website bookings and remote keys. Those things are unavailable right now. A lot of people got locked out yesterday. No word on when MGM systems will actually come back online.
Well, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un now in Russia.
That's right. He's expected to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin, who wants North Korean weapons in the war against Ukraine.
Here's ABC's Martha Raddatz with how America's top general is reacting to this meeting.
After a lengthy train ride in that so-called luxury armored train, Kim is set to be welcomed by Vladimir Putin, possibly in Vladivostok, where the two men met in 2019. This meeting is different. Putin hoping Kim will provide much-needed artillery shells and other munitions for Russia's fight in Ukraine, which is depleting Putin's stockpiles. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs telling me the power in the relationship appears to have shifted.
Vladimir Putin presumably wants weapons, wants ammunition from Kim Jong-un. How serious is that?
It was previously that North Korea was dependent upon Russia or China for support. Now, because of the war in Ukraine, Russia's having all kinds of challenges. It looks to me as if Putin's gone to North Korea with a tin cup in hand asking for weapons, munitions, and support, which is an inverse of their previous relationship, which is pretty fascinating.
Now it's ABC's Martha Raddatz reporting. All right, Monday Night Football off to an exciting start, a devastating start if you're a Jets fan. We have all the highlights and the lowlights from the game coming up.
A lot of controversy. Got a question about COVID? Probably will come up empty.
Welcome back. The social media app Threads from Facebook's parent company Meta, they blocked all searches for words like COVID, coronavirus, and vaccine. The company says the search functionality temporarily doesn't provide results for keywords that may show potentially sensitive contact. Now, Facebook took some heat during the COVID pandemic for helping users spread quote-unquote misinformation. Now, Threads is the new kid on the social media block, having only launched in July. I was on it for a second. I think I still have an account. I don't really use it very much. It's kind of boring if we're going to be honest. It saw a lot of success early on as Twitter was really, imploding, but buzz around Threads quickly fading. Users realized it lacked a lot of features. Threads only activated keyword search a week ago.
You've got a call waiting for you on line 1 from Facebook. All right, another COVID-19 booster shot set to roll out very soon. New versions from Moderna and Pfizer could be available in the next few days. That's after the FDA gave them the green light yesterday. The CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices set to discuss the new vaccine formulas today. And if that group and the CDC director sign off, then drugstores and doctors' offices are going to have permission to administer these shots. The manufacturers say the new boosters are effective for the current dominant U.S. strain and the ones that are emerging. Novavax is another company. It says it expects to have an updated protein-based vaccine this month.
All right, I don't think I'm alone with this Threads thing. Justin, did you jump on Threads when it first came popular?
I had every intention to, and then I forgot. And then I just felt like...
Now it's not important. I understand. I feel justified.
Listen, juggling all these social media profiles.
You were justified.
I was justified with my decision.
There you go. Yeah, well, just wait for that call from Facebook. It's coming.
It's Meta, guys. Come on.
86 so far today. 91 is the average. We'll be a little bit above average today, but not near the record of 103 set back in 1893. What we're hoping for is to get temperatures like this. 56 set back in 1968. So we're getting to that time of year when we can start to see some cooler mornings. We're not going to get that cool, but we have some cooler temperatures, cooler type mornings on the way. We'll show you that forecast coming up.
Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. So you said you already saw some showers today.
I did. And, I think that the key here is to go ahead and wash the dust off your cars this week. That's going to be the right karma, the right juju. It's going to happen.
Go ahead and go to the car wash.
Do
today.
it.
Yeah, you have my permission. Just know that when it rains, please don't send me emails or letters. I'm not going to take responsibility for it. But
We want it to rain.
we do. So
I just want to see the
that's
letters.
key. Yeah, that's old school way. Let me show you what's going on in the traffic. So we've got a hurricane, of course, Lee, still churning out there. This thing has just been kind of creeping along. It's a massive hurricane. We've got Margot, which came back and became a hurricane once again, and then another system that is likely going to develop, but this moves north over the Atlantic, does not pose a threat to land. It is Lee that we're concerned about because, yes, it is a major hurricane, winds at 115 miles per hour, gusting to 140, but it's its path. As it turns north and accelerates, it's going to pass by Bermuda, but it will also pass by Cape Cod, and Boston is a Category 1 hurricane, not making landfall, but close enough to where it'll bring some winds into play and some surf into play there across New England before it moves north into Canada and weakens and probably becomes extra tropical, but it will bring some rain to parts of Maine and gusty winds there too. So the Northeast will be watching that very closely. Meantime, here across South Texas, we've got very little going on, at least on the radar. It's been pretty quiet. The radar showed some showers and storms earlier this morning. We showed you where most of the rainfall was, up across the hill country, Edwards Plateau. Not seeing anything now. And in fact, the clouds are starting to thin out some too. We had good cloud cover for a while that kept temperatures down. Now the clouds are starting to go away and temperatures are starting to jump up. 93 or 90 here in San Antonio, 91 New Braunfels, 91 Pleasanton, 93 Gonzales, 92 Kennedy. To the north, where the front has a little bit more of an impact, and we talked about that front, stationary somewhere through here, but along that front north of it, you are going to find some cooler weather. 80 in Fredericksburg, 79 right now at Junction. Here around San Antonio, we are starting to see those temperatures pop up. 87 in Helotes, 85 Stinson, and again 90 at the airport. As we go outside for you, we've got east-northeasterly winds at about 12 miles per hour, gusting to 20, so winds a little breezy today. And that front is going to make a big difference in temperatures. So you'll see highs only in the 80s and 90s up across parts of the hill country, and we could go as high as the upper 90s south of San Antonio. We're kind of on the dividing line here, splitting the difference here in San Antonio with a high somewhere around 93. If we get quite a bit more sun here over the next couple of hours, maybe 94, but somewhere in that range, 93 to 95 this afternoon. As we look at the big picture, you can see all the dying showers we had this morning. More cloud cover across parts of West Texas, more rain up there. And that tells us there are little disturbances moving west-east across the state. So when we keep that in mind tomorrow, we have that stationary boundary in place, little disturbances rolling through. I think our rain chances come back again on Wednesday. Not much today, but as we fast forward into Wednesday morning, maybe some showers to our north, and then Wednesday afternoon, this particular model does show a few showers and maybe a couple thunderstorms popping up. I think rain chance is still probably only 30% tomorrow, so it'll still be hit or miss, but a little higher than today. And then as we get later in the week, it gets even better because this front tries to make a push through the area, and that should up our rain chances, I think, Friday afternoon, Friday night, and maybe into Saturday morning. So Friday night football, Saturday morning soccer plans, this is something we've got to keep a close eye on. But until we get a little bit closer, we're not going to be able to necessarily get into the specifics there because these early season fronts can often be tricky. But you see the rain chances there over the next few days, small rain chances, and then we bump it up Friday into Saturday. And the other bit of good news here is behind that front, we should get some cooler, drier air Saturday, Sunday. Not cold, low 90s, but cooler nonetheless, and some mornings perhaps in the low 70s coming up Sunday and Monday morning, guys.
All good news. Thank you so much, Justin. We'll be right back. Get ready. The jackpot for Monday's Powerball drawing is an estimated $522 million. That is the third largest Powerball jackpot of the year. The cash option lump sum payment valued at $252.4 million.
I just want the .4 million. You can
the
have the
.4 is fine too.
Yeah.
Okay, this after there were no tickets matching all 6 numbers in Saturday's drawing. That drawing did produce winners, however, more than 1 million of them across the country. The previous Powerball jackpot win was for $1.08 billion. The third largest jackpot ever won, and that was July 19th, and there have been 22 consecutive drawings since then without even a winner.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
It was an emotional roller coaster Monday Night Football. First Monday Night Football game of the season. New York Jets with a thrilling overtime win against the Bills. But here's the thing, the highest of highs to start the season off right. Well, if you're a Jets fan, you're seeing some low lows because your future Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, went down within really 4 plays with his new team. ABC's Will Reeves has the highlights.
After months of hype about quarterback Aaron Rodgers leaving Green Bay to play for the New York Jets,
we expect to go out there and dominate and make a run to the Super Bowl.
Just 4 plays into his New York career, the Super Bowl champion and 4-time MVP went down with a potentially season-ending injury.
A loss of 10 on the play, and hopefully the Jets are thinking that's the only loss on that play.
Jets coach Robert Saleh saying the team fears Rodgers tore his Achilles.
Concerned with his Achilles. MRI is probably going to confirm what we think is already going to happen, so prayers tonight, but it's not good.
But the game that began with heartache for Jets fans ended in elation. The team forcing 4 turnovers from star Buffalo Bills QB Josh Allen.
Overthrown, it's picked.
Gang Green mounting a late comeback. This insane touchdown catch from Garrett Wilson, plus a field goal a short while later, gave them the lead. Backup QB Zach Wilson stepping up for the offense. And then, in overtime, this incredible moment.
Gibson on the return, near side. I don't see any flags. Gibson inside the 30. Hits the Jets. And he's gonna go. Jets win it.
Jets rookie Xavier Gibson running back a punt 65 yards for the game-winning score, stunning the Bills. A 22-16 win for the Jets on a night they lost the man who came to turn around the franchise.
In my mind, I was thinking, let's win this game for A-Rod. You know, he worked hard all week.
Now, if Rodgers did severely injure his Achilles, that would be a season-ending injury. And post-game, Coach Saleh said, "I'm still going to say a prayer and hold out hope." Will Reeve, ABC News, MetLife Stadium, New Jersey.
All right, speaking of football, we know you're an LSU fan, a NOLA fan in its own, and you got some special coffee from
I
there.
got Cajun coffee.
Coffee.
See, they're sharing, because sharing is caring on SA Live.
We're going to tell you all about that, and we are also going to tell you about Naco Mexican Eatery, and Lizeth Martinez is here. What are we making today?
Chiles en nogada. We're going to celebrate the colors of the Mexican flag with this amazing dish.
All right, and we're going to tell you about their new location as well. Speaking of locations, when you get good food truck or restaurant? Scan that QR code and answer that question. All right, everybody loves really good bread, and Julie Contreras from Concha Style is here, and your bread is all unique, right?
Yes, we're an entirely sourdough, organic, and dairy-free bakery.
And you're making something really special here, too.
Yes, our sourdough maranitos.
Which sourdough is usually not made out of that, right?
Yes.
Okay, back to the coffee or tea. Yes, Cajun Coffee Shack, and how about Tina's? We're going to tell you all the health benefits of tea, and birthday in September, got a bunch of freebies for you. That and a whole lot more coming up on SA Live. Stick around.